We are the Hebrew Israelites of the Lions Den camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. You got Akin there too, right?
Yep.
Before we begin, we want to give praises to the Most High and His sons in the ancient Hebrew and honors to our elders and give a peaceful shout out to our Akim, our sisters and brothers out there that believe in sincerity and truth. I'm going to say, Call, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elder Shalom. And Shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Today, the lesson we're going into is Nahum chapter 3. All right, Nahum chapter 3, which is prophesying the downfall or the woe, or what you would call the miserable ruin that was coming to Nineveh. Now today, America is spiritually Nineveh, all right, all over again. Just like America is spiritually Egypt, America is spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah, and also spiritually Babylon, all right? So now, as you see over there in Gaza, they got missiles that Israel is firing on all these tent nations, or tent communities over there in Rafah, which is the basically cornering all those citizens over there in Gaza, over there called Hamas, which was full of women and children. Now, one of the women went around after they bombed the encampment. That's what it's called, an encampment of children and citizens. They bombed it with 60 bombs overnight, and they burned up children. They had babies with heads decapitated and the bodies burned. They showed babies with their eyes melted and screaming. And this just happened 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and they killed about 50 people. But the lady walked around with the missiles, and she looked at the missiles, and it said "Made in the USA." You see that? So it shows even more that it's really America behind this oppression once again. You know, we know the scriptures say the least of them shall draw them out. We know that Israel is ultimately going to draw America and these major nations into this war. All right? That's it. It's getting louder. But let's start off with Nahum chapter 1. And we're just going to probably do verse 1. Keep it simple. All right, we may have to move too because of this.
This is Nahum chapter 1.
Yeah, what about over there? By them steps.
By with the tree?
Yeah.
In there?
Like right on the facing steps.
Come. Okay.
No, you ain't got pause.
Oh.
Yeah. So, lucky, y'all, we're going to move down, get some more lighting, and get away from this noise.
Come.
All right, let's move down over here, man, real quick.
I got it.
I got you. Don't worry about it. All right, y'all get to see a little bit of Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's too noisy, man.
Except for
What's up, bro?
oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Wow. Nice.
All right, and we can go like right here,
Oh. Oh, yeah.
maybe right here somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Look at that. Perfecto.
All right, you got us on there?
Come.
All right, man. So there we go. We back now. All right, so let's get Nahum chapter 1, verse 1, you know. And let's read that. And it talks about America and all the murderous atrocities it committed around the world, just like Nineveh did. All right? They thought Nineveh would last forever. They thought Babylon would last forever. They thought the Roman Empire would last forever. But all these things that were built up, the Lord is going to throw them down. Go ahead, bro.
This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 1.
Right.
It says, the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the echo.
No. Right here, verse 1.
Oh, chapter 3. Shalom.
In chapter 3, verse 1.
All right, this is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1.
Right, this is the prophet Nahum prophesying around from 629 to 612 BC, which 612 BC is known as the fall of Nineveh. All right, so he was prophesying about the fall of Nineveh. Go ahead, brother.
It says, woe to the bloody city.
Right, the Lord said, woe to the bloody city, man. You see it? Go ahead.
It says it is all full of lies and robbery.
So it's full of lies and robbery. We're going to go back over it, but go ahead, I'm going to let you read it straight through.
It says the prey departeth not,
Yep.
the noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels.
See that? So now let's go into it. Start from the top again.
It says, woe to the bloody city.
Right, so the Lord said through Nahum, woe to the bloody city. That word woe goes into sorrow. All right? Now let's get Revelations 18 and 1. Because he said basically sorrow to the bloody city, man. All right, this is a bloody city. It was built off the backs of slaves, off the children of Israel. You know, and still today, it's being built off of what? Bloodshed. Look at Gaza. Look at Desert Storm. Look at Vietnam. Ever since America got its independence, what was that? July 4th of July?
1776.
Yeah, 1776. I always forget that date. But ever since America got its independence, it's been doing nothing but oppressing and suppressing the people of the earth. All right, the nations on the earth. All right, go ahead, brother. Well, who gonna read?
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 1.
Yeah, nice and loud, brother.
It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Right, so this is about to happen. Go ahead.
It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Right, so we see that America is going to fall. This is talking now. It's referencing spiritually, talking about Babylon, the city, the place of confusion. So it's talking about now. John had a vision of this in 75 BC or AD, and he wrote about it, about a future Babylon, right? That was going to fall. Because we know ancient Babylon fell around 540 BC. So he was talking about a future Babylon, and we're walking on that soil today. He said Babylon is falling, it's falling. So how is it going to fall? Ultimately, with ICBM missiles hitting this place. But the start of it is going to be the economy, sanctions, civil war, all right, disease warfare, as we see happening today. All right, go ahead.
It says, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right, so that you can read the book of Isaiah, I think Jeremiah, I think it's Isaiah, where it talks about America becoming a lake of fire. And the only thing going to dwell here is screech owls and lizards and cormorants that can handle this type of heat that's going to be here, in a toxic environment. So that's what it's talking about in Revelation 18, that this place is going to be a place of doleful creatures. What do you think about then? Will Smith movie. What was that called?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Yeah, but it was just like
Grass and stuff was grown all up on the buildings.
yeah, yep. Nice and loud too, bro.
Grass and stuff that was grown all up on the buildings. It was abandoned. Grass growing through the concrete. It was wild animals running through the streets and everything of the sort like that.
But it's gonna be worse than that.
God.
Because that was a director's imagination. But the Lord said, what? This destruction that's coming, the salvation for the children of Israel is so far beyond all that they look for. So they can't imagine what the Most High is about to bring. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 3. It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, so that's why the Lord said, woe to this place. That word woe means sorrow. All right, America's been, living deliciously. Living lavishly.
Lavishly.
All right, Revelation 18 tell you all the riches and resources that America has. But now, all the resources they fought and taken from around the world. But now they're losing all that power in the earth. Go ahead, brother.
It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, the wrath of her fornication. So they've taken part in that dollar. They've taken part in the lies. They've taken part in the murder and the philosophies of America, doing business with America. So the Lord said, since they want to take part in that, and they pagans, and they atheists, well, the Lord said they got judgment coming too, all these other nations. And that's what they get for trusting in America. Now they've all been bamboozled. They held the American dollar. What's up, brother? Then that American dollar became a cancer to their reserve currencies. And then America hit all these nations with sanctions. Go ahead.
It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
That's right. So, all right. So, it made the nations rich. America was rich because of this, because of the dollar, because of their military, occupying other nations, especially in the Middle East. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Right. This is physically about to happen. We're going to hear a voice, according to Revelations 11, that's going to say, come out of her, my people, come up hither. All right, go ahead.
It says, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Right, so we're coming out of this place mentally first. The Lord saying, get your mind out of this place. But someday we're going to hear that voice say, Kwam Yasha Allah, or whatever they're going to say, to tell us that the heavens are open to us. And paradise is open to us, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, and that ye receive not of her plague.
Right, so America has plagues coming to this place. That word plague goes into destruction. What's that? Plagues, yeah, precept those you bring up? Wait, I get the score for a minute.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 29.
Yep.
And it says, and the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. And I was just bringing that point out about how the Zaquan was just going into the scriptures in Nahum about woe.
Yep.
You know, and what woe means, what sorrow and destruction.
Right.
And the Lord's getting ready to perform an act on this place, man. All right, he's going to destroy it, man, and it's going to be a desolate city, man.
You're right, man. All right, somebody grab 2 Ezra 16 real quick and 19. And then let's do Revelation 6, where it talks about Esau. Well, no, we might not get Revelation 6 yet. We're kind of thinking about Habakkuk 2 up there. All right. Froze up. Yeah.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death.
See that? So that's part of the sorrows and the great death that's coming to this place. All right. So what's that? Jacob's trouble. All right. So Israel's gonna be here in the midst of all this hell that's breaking loose, in the midst of sorrow. So the Lord's saying, get your mind out of this place. So you don't take a part in that. All right. Go ahead.
It says, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right. So yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Somebody grab Psalm 30. Yeah, get to that point.
Verse 19, it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Psalm 32 and 10. That's right. So all these things, famine, plague, and fire, that's all scourges for correction that the Lord is sending on this place. And go ahead.
Verse 20, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
That's right. So it's happening right now. All hell is breaking loose, man. Earthquakes, famines, nation rising up against nation. Look over there in Sudan, they killing each other. Look at Gaza. Look at here in the streets of America.
Civil unrest.
Civil unrest all over the place, man. Go ahead.
Verse 21, so like, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
See that? So America was propped up with all these riches and wealth. So the citizens here, they think themselves to be in good case. But check this out, because the prices are cheap. You know, we get water by the gallons. You can just cut on the sink and just let water run. You might have a bill. You can get in the shower and just chill. You can let the water run just to sit in the bath. But over there in India and all these different places, they starving for water. You know, they don't have that type of resource. See, America got to that level by robbing, stealing, and killing all from around the world. All right?
It says, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth.
So even then, all the evils are growing on the earth, bringing the sorrow to this place, America. That's the target. Go ahead.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
There you go.
For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
There you go, right? That was the point. That was it, right? So yeah, so that's what's coming to this place: destruction, martial law, all hell breaking loose, man. You know, destruction of children and women. They're gonna cross that red line. And people like, yeah, don't touch the women and children. Well, they're not gonna care real soon. That's why they say, spare not children. Their bows shall dash their children into pieces. Talking about their missiles, all right? Because America's about to get destroyed. All right. So yeah, Psalms real quick.
This is Psalms 32 and 10. It says, many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about.
See that? So that's what we hoping for, the Lord to have mercy on us. All right, so many sorrows shall be to the wicked. Why? Because of the path that they've chosen. All right, and we've chosen what? The fear of the Lord. We've chosen the covering of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, and we're hoping for that mercy in the midst of the judgment that he's bringing. Because all these things are prepared on the earth for the Most High to make correction on the earth. All right, so I need 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10.
Right, he said, many sorrows, much hell is going to be on the wicked, man. That's what sorrow means, hell. Go ahead.
It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right, so they think everything is cheap. They got all the money out here. Hyperinflation with the dollar. So there's more money printed. Everybody got digital app jobs, which really that's killing the economy and solid real work positions in America, real commerce. Everybody got all these digital positions now. All right, go ahead.
It says, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
See that? So a lot of people get into this truth and they make filthy lucre out of this, filthy money. Like people like Nate at IUIC is worth almost 150 million off the word, man. Off the scriptures, yo. We're not supposed to do that. This is not ours. The Lord, we're doing the Lord's will, his work. You know, this is his mercy. That's what we're supposed to be seeking. And he says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. Talking about the kingdom. All right? So, you know, so they pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So they're going to fall into them sorrows. All right? Chasing after money. It's going to, look at Diddy. All right, look at all these celebrities today. Go ahead, brother.
This is Job 21 and 13. It says they spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave.
Yep, go ahead, speak on.
So all that money, all that time they putting in, because what the scripture says, those that watch for riches consume the flesh. So those who are chasing and coveting after this fiat currency, hey, in a matter of time, all this money is going to go down to the grave. You're not going to be able to use it. All right, that's being pushed right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Or somebody, you know, you can't take the money with you.
Come.
You know what I mean? So they spend their life in sacrifice for a system for the other dead.
What it says, riches shall not profit you in the day of wrath, just roughly paraphrasing.
Right, man.
When it comes time for judgment, when it comes time for this thing like here to go down, you being a multi-millionaire, trillionaire, whatever, it's not gonna matter.
Right, brother. All right, so we're chasing the real gold. Okay, so where was that? We were done with Revelation 18 and 1.
18 and 1.
Remember that?
18 and 13, all the way down to 17.
Stop at 4.
That's the next one we get. We stopped at 4?
5.
5? You can go over to 11?
God. Let me start back up at 4. This is Revelation 18 and 4. Right. It says, for I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Right, so we're going to hear that one day. We're going to hear the Lord's voice in this realm. Think about that. You know, no longer just in your spirit, you're going to hear it with your physical ears. Okay? The Lord going to part that veil, man, so we can hear him.
It says, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right, so the Lord don't want you to take part. No, you good, brother. You good. The Lord don't want you to take part in this coming destruction if you're of the hopeful elect. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, Salakia.
Right, so the Lord appointed Esau's bounds that they cannot pass. So they got a certain level of wickedness that they got to do on this earth until the Lord say, all right, that's enough. But right now, that's why people over in Gaza are like, yo, what the hell is going on? Why nobody doing that? Well, the earnest expectation of the creature is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. So people want righteousness, they want moral value, They want order on the earth. They're only gonna get it once the Lord establishes us. They're never gonna get it, man. They want that freedom from Esau, but they ain't gonna get it until the Lord sets us up. Go ahead, brother.
It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven.
So America's sins have reached unto heaven, unto the Father now. And now they messed up. Because the Father's name is Yahweh and his son name Yahushua, a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. All right, go ahead, brother.
It says, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquity.
So the Lord has remembered what they did to us in slavery. All right? The Lord ain't forget. They might forget, but the Lord didn't forget. All right? Go ahead. So he remembered everything America has done. And they try to sweep it under the rug with this thing called wokeism. So where they take it out of the school books.
Or they try to band-aid it by saying critical race theory.
Thank you, that's what it was. Yeah, critical race theory.
Yeah, critical race theory when it's actually critical race facts.
Right, critical race facts, man. All right, because it's the truth. It's what our people went through. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We went through slavery because we didn't listen. We went through slavery because we turned our backs on the Most High. The laws that Moses gave us in 1446 BC when we came out of Egypt. All right, those laws that the Lord gave us, 613 laws, our people still breaking them to this day. All right, the Father's name is Yahweh, his son name is Yahushua. That's the Lord's true name. They told us his name was Jesus, which means hail Zeus. So they've been lying to our people. All right, the Lord is a so-called black man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you.
Right, so not only us, but these nations are going to reward America as America have rewarded them. What did America do over there in the Middle East? Look what they're doing today in front of our eyes. That we're seeing happen in Gaza, that's what they did to us. That's how we felt in slavery. That type of destruction was on our people. All right, go ahead. So the Lord said, double unto this place what they've done to the other people. Go ahead, brother.
Reward her even as she rewarded you.
Right, so they put us in slavery. They got a reward coming to them, which is what? Thermonuclear destruction from the hands of Russia, Iran, all these countries, man. They're going to drop bombs on this place. All right, and the so-called Caucasian man, they're going into slavery under our people real soon. 1,000 years of slavery, they got to pay back for what they did to us. We went into slavery for almost 400 years or 350 years. They're going to go into slavery for 1,000 years on the Most High's earth. Go ahead.
It says, and double unto her, double according to her works.
Right, that's why they don't want to read this in church. They ain't going to read this in church because they're going to lose half their members. But the Bible says, Revelations 1 and 3, blessed is he that readeth. This is how we protect our families like Noah did during the flood. But the Lord said he wasn't going to destroy the earth with the flood anymore. He was going to use fire. Now, how is he using fire? Let's get that. Revelation 11. The second row pass, third row come quickly. All right. Revelations 11, and I think it's 11 or something. Should be over here. Right there.
It's Revelations chapter 11, verse 12.
Right. Nice and loud.
Now, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
It says the second woe is past.
The second woe is past. Woe means destruction or sorrow or war.
It says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
See that? So the second woe is past, which is World War II. And then what? World War III is coming quickly, and we see it happening before our eyes. All right, go ahead.
This is back at Revelations 18 and 6.
Right, this is all in the Bible. They won't read this in the churches, man. That World War I, 1914 to 1918. World War II, 1935 or 1938, all the way to 1945. Now we're in the midst of World War III, 2004 to beyond. Go ahead. 2024.
It says, reward her even as she rewarded you.
That's right.
And double unto her, double according to her works.
Right. Our people looking for reparations. Well, the Lord is going to bring that reparations. His name is Yahushua, a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah that they killed in 37 AD. And he's about to return. Go ahead.
It says, in the cup which she had filled to her double.
Yeah, keep going.
How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Right. So America glorified itself. All right. So America glorified itself by what? Setting an evil covetousness to its own house by basically being greedy and stealing from around the world. All right, so it can be rich, so the people can live lavishly, so they can have these cheap prices. Go ahead.
It says, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow.
See, America said, I got lovers. She got her pimp. So she thinks she always going to be taken care of. All right, I think in Revelation 17, they dressed her in royal apparel and set her over all the nations like NATO. All right. So they saying, yeah, I got all my help. But so did Nineveh said the same thing. Egypt said the same thing. That's what Nahum chapter 3 is talking about. Nineveh was being helped by Lydia and by parts of Egypt. So it was like, yeah, we're gonna last forever. Look, we took down the Egyptians in 664 BC, which was the fall of Thebes. That's what Nineveh did. So the Most High was like, oh, so I used you to take down the Egyptians. So you think I can't take you down? I used America to take down the Israelites, put us in slavery. Oh, you think I can't take you down, America? Go ahead. Or Esau.
It says, verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
So it's going to, America, they said Rome wasn't built in one day, but Rome is going to be destroyed in one day. Because America is basically spiritually Rome as well. All right, so this place is going to be destroyed in one day and in 1 hour. That's all it's going to take. That's how powerful the Lord is, man. That he set his wrath up to just one drop will destroy this place. Oh, go ahead, brother. Interjection. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 51:6.
Yeah.
It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Right, so we're not supposed to try to run, getting passport bros. All right, but we're supposed to what? Flee out of this place mentally. Flee the trap of the devil or the snare of the fowler. All right, go ahead.
And deliver every man his soul.
And that's the focus, to deliver your soul. All right, not deliver your ass when you running on a plane trying to get the hell out of here. No. All right, the Lord said deliver your soul, so you can do that from anywhere. All right, that was it? Okay, so he said flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. Get your minds out of this place. Go ahead.
This is back at Revelations 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh power who judges her.
Then we just read that these are the plagues that await upon the earth at the Lord's will. He uses them as he pleases for scourges of amendment. So the Lord said he's sending all of that on this place. All the plagues that more plagues than he brought on Egypt. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9, and it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
Right, so all these kings that were in business with America and they got rich off America and off the dollar and off the imports and exports, because that was the focus. Because at that time, Thebes, Egypt, was surrounded by water, and they thought it was going to last forever. But it was taken down by Nineveh. All right, just like America is empowered by its ports, water on every side. So they think they're going to last forever by those imports and exports. But the Lord said, what? Go ahead.
It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right, and that lamenting is going to be twofold. Some are going to be crying saying we finally destroyed that place, and some are going to be crying saying, oh man, we can't do business with it no more. Places like Japan, all the proxy nations that are with America, Israel is going to be destroyed too. All right, what other nations? They don't really have too many allies.
No, a lot of the allies done walked off and then joined BRICS or just in coalition with BRICS nations.
They got parts of southern Turkey, but the scriptures tell you in Ezekiel 38 that northern Turkey is going to turn on them. But they are against America. All right, and they're going to join BRICS. And they just called for a Muslim Brotherhood to do a what is that called? Allegiance? Alliance?
Allegiance.
Yeah, wasn't it Erdogan of Turkey, the leader of Turkey? He put out an order and said all the Muslims must come together and fight against Israel in America, against the West. That was just 2 days ago.
Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, For in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Yeah, that mighty city. So in 1 hour is thy judgment come, that woe, that destruction. All right, much sorrow give to her. So now, what is it? Beginning part.
Standing afar off.
Standing afar off. How they gonna stand afar off? They're gonna be seeing it from the satellites. They're gonna be seeing it from the planes, looking in the distance. They're gonna be seeing it from the ships, seeing the smoke of her burning going up to the heaven. But what does that mean for them? That means plagues and destruction for them too, because that's a nuclear fallout, and that's gonna poison the waters, causing a lot of them to die from the earth. All right, that's in the scriptures as well. So the same ones that drop the nukes, they're gonna be affected by the poisonous and toxic waters and the nuclear fallout. What's it called, like hell freezing over?
Nuclear winter that's going to throw up
Nuclear winter.
all kind of soil and dirt and dust into the atmosphere. And once it hit those I want to say trade winds, but once it hit those jet streams, it's going to carry it.
Yep, that's right. All right, go ahead, bro.
Go on. Verse 11. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
There you go. See that? All the merchandise, all the celebrities, you know, the TV shows, the entertainment, all the money, you know, all that's gonna be cut off once the Lord finally destroys this goddamn place. Go ahead, brother.
Verse
All
12.
right, man. What's up, homie? All right, brother.
It
Peace.
says, the merchandise of gold.
Right,
and
the merchandise of gold. America got all the gold, right? But it got taken by who? The Illuminati in the 1960s, 1970s. They've taken all the gold. They've taken out of all the nickel out of the silver. All right, out of Fort Knox. Go ahead.
It says the merchandise of gold and silver.
Right, so you go to all these pawn shops and stores, you look around Jake, they neck, they got a bunch of gold and silver. Where did they get it from? Slavery. What is that called? Sierra Leone. You know, even to this day, blood diamonds. All right, go ahead. The bloody city, man.
It says the merchandise of gold and silver. And,
Right, how did they make all these cell phones?
oh yeah, come on.
At the core of your cell phones is like a bunch of gold in there. So they got people working for cheap labor and slavery for us to have these cell phones over here today. Go ahead.
And it says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones.
That's right, man. Precious stone. Go ahead.
And of pearls and fine linen.
Right. And what Jake used the stone for? Worshiping them in witchcraft.
Chakras and stupid tomfoolery.
Yeah, but no, I'm joking. But what they use stones for, like brick masons, over there in England and Britain, they're real specific about their choices of stones to build their house with. So look at all the stone structures over here in America. Everything they built this place up with, a lot of that stuff is imported. All right, go ahead.
And it says, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble.
Right. So what also is this called? Textiles. When you invest in textiles, instead of investing in what they say, like socks, you invest in the cotton for the socks. So that's what these are, textiles, iron, you know, all these things. Go ahead.
It says, and cinnamon and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat.
Right, frankincense used to be worth more than gold in the ancient time. So that's money as well. Go ahead.
It says, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men.
Right, so that's America built. You got a bunch of slaves, and especially today, man, everybody's in slavery now. They got people working to death, man, because their economy is collapsing. And as it's collapsing, they created two different rifts. They got the digital world with working, and then they got your regular blue-collar jobs. And those blue-collar jobs, you got to work more hours to pay your bills. So they're literally working everybody to death, forcing them to take the easy way out, which is through the internet. So they can get everybody on the internet working, and then eventually they're going to say to log into the internet, you got to have a virtual ID.
Verse 14.
Yep.
Verse 14.
Yeah, we're going all the way to 18.
Okay. It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
Right, so they ain't gonna find it no more at all from this place. Now, also the dainties. That's why the Lord said, "What? Be desirous not of their dainties." See, Esau got all these things out here in America, and the devil could use that to offer it to you. Yeah, we're gonna take our daily bread. Yeah, you like having success. Yeah, you like maybe getting paid. You know, you want to see peace. That's what we really want, peace. You know, go ahead.
It says,
But the Lord said, "Be not desirous of their dainties," meaning don't sell your ass to get rich. Don't sell your soul for filthy lucre.
verse 15, it says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment.
There you go. What's that? Them ships that's coming back and forth around the shores of America. That's how you know America is Babylon. It's spiritually Rome because it's surrounded by water, like the scripture's saying. The Roman Empire, huh? And ports, yeah. Just like the ancient Thebes was. It was surrounded by ports with the Nile River, the Tigris, and the Kasar River. They were surrounding it. So they thought it was gonna last forever. Then the Lord brought Nineveh against it. All right. So the same thing with America. Those ports gonna be shut off, and all those shipmasters that made money off the ports, they ain't gonna have no resources, man, to come for or to take.
It says, weeping and wailing. That was the last 2 words.
Right. So they all gonna be loaded, ready to drop off at the port, but America gonna be destroyed. Right? Weeping and wailing, man.
I was gonna say that's gonna increase more sorrows and more pangs among the people, man. Because why? They're not gonna have they're not gonna have all their resources. They're not gonna have the proper fooding. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be more and more into that famine of the word and that physical famine as well, man. So
Yeah, but by this point, they're gonna be burnt.
It's basically, it's going to be like coming to somebody's house and the house ain't there.
Yeah, they're gonna be still. Yeah. There you go. I'm gonna see my cousin. Then you get there, the house gone.
Yeah.
They have blow it up. Tell them I'm Everybody's gonna sound like that. All right, so let's keep going with this over the 18.
Verse 16, it says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Right, so that's the riches of America. That's why we're able to walk around in this place that they call a rich country. But all of that is about to get destroyed real soon. Look what they're doing in Gaza. Look what they're doing around the world. Look what they did to us in slavery. All that's coming back to this place real soon. By the Father, his name is Yahweh, and his son named Yahushua. They tell us that his name is Jesus, but his real name is Yahushua. He's a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. They killed him in 37 AD. That's the Lord's true name, Yahushua. The letter J never existed before the 1600s. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17.
So Jesus, hail Zeus, means praise Zeus. We don't praise Zeus. We praise the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Go ahead, brother.
It says, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
So America was built up after all these years, all the riches you see in the wealth and all the wars. But it's only going to take 1 hour for this place to get destroyed real soon. Thermonuclear destruction, man. And there's only one way out for our people is to turn back to God. And you got to know his name. He said, those that call on my name shall be saved. Saved from what? The destruction, World War III. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea.
Right. Yep. So all the ones that trade by sea, they're going to be bringing all the ships and the goods into the port that we got on our backs today. The cotton, everything from overseas, that we ain't picking it no more, so they're getting it from overseas. So all the imports, they're going to be sitting there bringing them in, but America's going to be destroyed. They're going to see a plume of smoke. All right, hey, thanks for listening. I know y'all got to go. All right, thanks for listening, though. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
They're like, damn, we got to go with Russia now? What, we going to deal with China? What was like America? All right, that was it. So it says, all right, so all of that's going to happen in 1 hour, 1 day. It says, so much torment and sorrow give her. All right, that was the focus. Because what did it say back in Nahum chapter 3 again?
Nahum 3:1 says, "Woe to the bloody city."
It said woe. And that word woe goes into war or destruction or sorrow, which is basically hell to this place. When they say God bless America, no, the Lord said, nah, to hell with it. All right, Revelations 18 and 13 now. All the way. I mean, no, we went to 11 as well.
We went all the way down.
We basically went through everything just now. All right, Jeremiah 50 and 31. Yeah, 50 and 31.
This is Jeremiah 50, verse 31. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud."
See, the Lord said, oh, thou most proud, man. Right? Didn't the Lord say that? What's that? Daniel 7 and 20? Let's get that real quick. Because America is the most proud nation. Lifting itself up. Right? They call it proud to be an American.
Pride hath deceived thee.
Pride, yeah, that pride has deceived thee. All right? Those that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. Really, cavemen ruling the world. All right, somebody got it? You said what? 7 and 20? Yeah.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 20. It says, "And the 10 horns that were in his head,"
right, the EU, all right, the EU nations, the 10 horns, the 7 heads and 10 horns, go ahead.
and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell.
Right, so that's talking about America being established through the 3 wars, the Spanish War, the French War, and the war against Britain, which was called the, what was that called, the Independent War. So that's when America gained its independence, and they were given freedom to basically put hell on everybody around the world. So through that, they became prideful. Oh, thou most proud. We're going to get that again, right?
Even of that horn that had 3 eyes and a mouth that spake very great things.
Right, they got a president and an administration that be speaking, talking about the New World Order. All right? Go
It
ahead.
says, whose look was more stout than his fellow.
Whoa, what?
Whose look was more stout than his fellow.
Right, so America is that one that is talking about. His look is more stout than his fellows, man. All right, being proudful and brave. I'm a brave American. All right, that eagle. Deal with pride. You read that again, brother?
This is Jeremiah 50 and 31. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud."
See, the Lord is against this place, man. He's not for this place. He's against it. All right, brother. Right. That was it.
It says, "Saith the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, for thy it says, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee."
Woo. Let's get that Habakkuk 2. All right. Transgressed by wine. All right. That's right, man. Let's get Jeremiah 51 and 23. You grab that. Jeremiah 51 and 23. So, oh, thou most proud, man. That's why they pushing all these agendas around the world. That's why they pushing their New World Order agenda. All the draconian measures from the Roman Empire or the EU and NATO being pushed to America. All right, all that Satanism, sodomy, all that stuff is being pushed to America, man, in the West. It ain't being pushed through Russia. You know?
This is Habakkuk chapter 2,
Yeah, I think transgressing the wrong part.
verse 4. It says, "Behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith."
There you go. All right, so it's his soul which is lifted up in him. That's what it's about. It's these men's souls, man, that are establishing their heart and their mindset in this place, which is satanic. Satanic meaning a contender, adversary to righteousness. All right, that's what they are. So their whole soul is lifted up in pride because of their endeavors on this earth. You know, because they've been able to get away with these things, but they've really been allowed these things because the Yahweh has given them Esau his blessing. Go ahead, bro.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 4. It says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable."
There you go. So in due time, the Lord is going to set up Yahweh Shai, all right, and also the children of Israel. So, what did it say that first part?
It says, "The power
Yeah.
of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
See that the scriptures say that he governs the earth with his hand. And his spirit is what's controlling everything we see around and the things we can't see around the universe. So you think he's not controlling Esau too? The Lord controlling the day and the night, the right and the left, up and down, left and right, light and dark, positive, negative, but he's not controlling righteousness and evil. So the Most High is controlling these devils. He's the power, the true power of the heaven and the earth.
All right. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. It says, behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Right, so it's not a righteous spirit that they're moving in. So people looking for them to have mercy, they're not going to have mercy. They're going to continue to kill. That's what Esau was from the beginning. He was a liar from the beginning and abode not in the truth, and he was a murderer from the beginning. So the houses that they build are going to be built upon those things, those qualities: murder, lying, and deception. All right, so this place has been built upon what? Murdering, lying, and deception. Go ahead.
All right, interjection real quick. Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
There you go, from unrighteous dealings.
Right.
But they think they righteous people. That's why you go over there. He said, "What our fathers have inherited lies. They've passed those lies down to those Khazars over there. They think they're doing God's will by destroying those people over in Gaza. They feel like they're living out their promise when really the promise is for us. And the Lord said, when the true Israelites are in place, the world shall study war no more. What are they doing? Dropping bombs on children, man. But they worrying about what Diddy did to a woman. Well, what about Netanyahu? That ain't even his real name.
It's not. It's some Yusuf something.
Yeah, Yusuf. Edom, Esau.
Right? Verse 9. Why is the earth and ashes proud?
So why is the earth and ashes proud? But they think they're gods, man. They think they're eternal. That's why they call themselves billionaire powers, like gods, man. Go ahead.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as in one setteth in his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casts away his bowels.
Yeah, there you go. So they'll sell their damn their children if they to get rich.
And that's funny, because I just read an article today that a woman, Edomite woman downtown, was walking around downtown trying to sell her daughter for $20, 10-year-old daughter for $20.
There you go. It's in their spirit. So what do you think they're going to do for power? They're going to do genocide. That's what they'll do for riches and power, man. To keep that power seat, they'll destroy a whole nation. That's Esau, man. That's how they think. All right, just to get the money, just to get the gold that might be in that area, just to get the oil that might be around Iraq with Saddam Hussein. Look what they did to those people just to get to that one little bit of gold. Those resources, man.
They destroyed that guy's character. I'm not saying he was the best guy in the world, but they hung him on national TV because they said that he was allegedly doing chemical warfare on his people. But where did he get the chemical from?
Yeah. Once again,
we all know where he got it from.
Yeah, America.
Right.
And then that's it. Go ahead, brother.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
See that? So they want to be over everything. Basically the West. You might as well say the whole West, man. Not just America, but they're using America as the staff of the wicked, as the hammer of the earth, to crush the people under it. Every problem is a nail, and America's the hammer. All right. So they said, what? He was transgressive through wine. They transgress, meaning to continually sin, to continue in their wickedness through their philosophy, through their business, through their administration, their military, and everything. All right. But all right, where was that? Jeremiah 51:23.
This is Jeremiah.
Yep.
51 and verse 23. All right. And it says, I will.
Huh?
Chariot right there.
Oh wow, that's a chariot. You catch that?
God,
Right there. It's right there.
Right
you go.
there.
Look at the chariot.
Woo! Whoa.
Wow, there you go. Kyle lighting like about you outside. It's bright too. We don't never see it that low.
He low too, man.
Wow.
Chariots is out.
Yeah.
You see it moving up?
It's going up now. It's going up.
It's going up. Look, it's going
Back
up.
out in the heavens. Look, it's going
It's
up.
going up.
He came down to see us, man.
Huh.
Look at that. Kyle lighting like how much.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's the ones right there. The ones that come down and then take off.
That's-
Woo! Yeah. Done for, Esau. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 23.
Right.
It says, I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces.
Look at that. Jeremiah 51 and 23. Yeah, 51. 51. Yeah, 51. What else? Yeah, read that.
It says, I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman. Or is it Jeremiah?
50 and 22. Try that one.
All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth? Yeah, I know.
It gotta be that one, bro. It gotta be that one. Go ahead, bro.
It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
There you go, man. All right, so America is that hammer that's been crushing all the world, crushing all these nations under the grip and power of Europe, of the West. All right, under the power of the left-hand side. So, under the power of Esau, they've been able to use America as that hammer to crush the nation. That's why it said this in Habakkuk chapter 3. Let's get that again one more time. Let's get that again. Habakkuk chapter
2.
Nahum 3 and 1.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5.
No, Nahum 3 and 1.
Nahum 3 and 1.
Yeah, that's what I need. My bad.
All right, Nahum
Help me, I
3,
said that.
Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city.
So the Lord, that's why the Lord said, woe to this bloody city, man. Go ahead.
It is all full of lies and robbery.
So it's full of lies and robbery. See that? He got space. He covered. He got space. Oh, she got space. Can't tell. Damn, that was rude. I really couldn't tell.
Oh, I thought you were saying this.
All right, yeah, I was like, yeah.
I got a preset.
All right, I can't tell nowadays. All right, so what it say? Woe to the bloody city is full of lies. That's that cup that's full of lies. Go ahead.
That's full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
That's the point. The prey departeth not, meaning America has continual victims, man. All right, not just the Israelites, but talking about around the world. America has to have victims. It has to have an enemy to combat for it to have its thrive in its existence. Just like NATO. NATO has to have an enemy. That's why they make it Russia the enemy. All right. So America has to go create enemies, and they impoverishing nations like a vampire. All right. Say, woe to the bloody city, the prey departed not, meaning there's always a prey, and America's always the predator. Go ahead, brother.
It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 5. It says, the Lord has broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people with wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nation in anger is persecuted and none hinder it.
How clear is that? Right? He said, well, how is the hammer of the earth broken? Right? So that hammer, how is it broken? It said the Lord did it. It said Yahweh broke the staff of the wicked. All right? And the wicked is Esau. And they ruled the nations in what? In anger. And what's their anger from? They mad at the Most High. And they mad at Jacob. And they took that anger out on the nations. They know it, man. They mad. Yeah,
So careful, you can tell.
yeah. They took that anger out on all the nations now. All right, let's keep going. They said the prey departed not, meaning there's always a continual victim as long as America exists, man. All right. Psalms 10 and 5. We're gonna cut it short, so we're gonna do a quick lesson. Come back out here tomorrow too.
This Psalms chapter 10. You got it up? This is Psalms 10 and 5. It says his ways are always grievous.
Right, so his ways are always grievous. Anywhere they go in the world, that's why I said that Habakkuk 2, he enlarged his desires as hell, and that's bringing sorrow around the world. So what his ways are always grievous, man. So they over there in the Middle East, in Gaza, Hamas, or whatever, they bring nothing but grief.
Over there in Rafah, still killing people.
They trapped them into that corner. Now they got nowhere to go, and they still bombing those people, man. All right, go ahead. And they forcing the world to see it, putting it all over the social media, which is desensitizing the people.
It said you'll know a man by his fruits, man.
Yep.
And Esau is the ultimate wicked right now, you know what I'm saying?
That's it, man.
Polluting the whole earth.
And they turning the whole world into the Roman Empire again. Look at the UFC. Look at the boxing and the MMA all merging together. Entertainers being able to fight in the gladiator arena. And now look at the murder. Look at the court, the community court that they're holding. Once again, Diddy, all these different celebrities. They don't hold Esau in front of the community court, but they hold our celebrities, our people, hang them in front of everybody. What's that? Buck breaking. Make it a whole. Should he go down? Yay or nay? People like, yeah, put him in jail. Should we continue in Gaza? Yeah, no. See that? It's like the Roman court. And then they give us what? Bread and circus. Bread and circus. Go ahead, brother.
Back at Psalms 10 and 5, it says his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far about. Shalaki. It says thy judgments are far above, out of his sight.
There you go, man. All right. Go ahead.
As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Right. America puff at his enemies like they ain't gonna do nothing. Look what they doing with Iran. They're like Iran ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna get they planning on getting missiles. They already got them.
Yeah, they developing. They've stepped up their enrichment of uranium.
Right.
You know, here recently in an article that I read a while back. You know, it's recent, probably about a few days old. They done already stepped up again.
Yeah. All these warnings from Russia. Stop sending help to Ukraine. They want to annex Ukraine back to the Soviet Union. So meaning they want to pull Ukraine back into being part of the Soviet Union. But that's not America's business. But they got a lot of those Teamanites Germans that have relatives in Ukraine and America. They got a lot of ties to Ukraine. So they don't want to lose Ukraine. America don't want to lose Taiwan. And America doesn't want to lose that area over there around Gaza. Right? So America's trying to scramble keeping their power seat in the earth. Where was that? Let's go to the next verse. Nahum 1 to 2.
All right, Nahum.
Yeah, 1 again.
All right, this is Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robberies. The prey departeth not. It says the noise of a whip.
Right, so that's the breakdown for that. The prey departed not. Meaning there's always continual prey while America exists. America's always that predator. Right? Not just focusing on the Israelites, but around the whole world. Right?
It says the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots.
So right here, what is this talking about? It's not talking about the dancing chariots and all that in America. Right here, Nahum saw the vision of the military that was coming against Nineveh at that time, and he said, "I can hear it. I hear them coming for you. I hear the cavalry coming. I hear the chariots. I hear them lifting up the bright sword against you." Talking about Nineveh. So we can hear it now. We can see it. We hear it.
The chants, the war chants.
We hear the war chants. What they say,
Sound of battle is in the land.
Yeah, you want to grab that? What you got? You holding something else, though? What's that one?
Ezekiel 24 and
I'll look at that and see what that is. But you grab it? Yeah, you grab it? What was it? Sound of battle on the land?
Jeremiah.
All right, go ahead. Yep, read that again.
It says the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots.
Yeah, we gotta get these research, man. That's crazy. You got that? All right, so look. So now we're hearing it. We're hearing the nations coming together. Why? Because the Lord is telling us. We can see the nations coming together. We can see them building up like Voltron against this place. We can see them getting their army brigades together, marching into this place. We can see the missiles hitting this place before it hits. All right, just like Nahum, he foresaw the jumping chariots. They were moving quick. And he saw the army that was coming against Nineveh at 612 BC. Okay, which was, I think it was Babylon. All right, go ahead. Yeah. You got something? Yeah, that was Babylon, right? 612 BC. They came against them under Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah. He started in 627, but he finished it at 612. All right, yeah, go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
So the Lord is stirring up these nations to meet America as they move towards their new world order. The Lord gonna cut them off in their step and destroy these damn devils. Go ahead, brother.
It stirred up the death for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right.
It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
There you go. So they raised them up from their places, and they're gonna leave their places and what? Come over here to America to destroy it. All right. So did I miss anything on that? Okay.
Back at Nahum 3, verse 3,
Yep.
it says the horsemen lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
Yep. So now we look at that spiritually today. The horsemen today will be Russia and all these other nations. All right. They're the ones that control the horses. And the Lord said what? He saw them rushing in like horses. Talking about the missiles. But the horsemen that control the horses, that's talking about those nations like Russia and China and Iran.
Right.
You know?
Because you got Russia being the top dog when it comes to nuclear arsenal.
Yeah.
You got the three top nations with nuclear arsenal is Russia, America, and China. Go figure, Russia and China are allies. Even though America is the second highest stockpile of nuclear weapons, but you got China and Russia that are in cahoots together that are going to come against America.
Yeah, they passing them joints around like knives and
Right,
jelly.
right.
Are you ashamed?
I'll trade you a Poseidon for one of them Moabs.
Yeah. Yep. Ooh, man, let's mix them together. They mixing them together and all that.
Mortimer, we're back.
We're back. Yep. Kim Jong-un, we're back. All right, so Jeremiah, real quick, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land.
Sound of battle. See that? Just like Nahum heard the sound of battle that was coming against that place, Nineveh. We hear the sound of battle that's coming against this place. One more time, brother.
It says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction.
That's right. And of great destruction that's coming against this place. All right. So we can hear the horsemen. We can hear the horses, which is the missile that's coming against this place. Just like Nahum foresaw it. All right. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Joel 2 and 1.
Joel 2 and 1.
Right. It said the horsemen lifted up the bright sword, man. Let's get it. Yeah. Joel 2 and 1. All the way to 7.
Joel, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in the holy city.
Right,
It's like the holy mountain.
Right. So what was Nahum called? He was called a seer, which is today is called a prophet, to foresee what's coming. So our job is to see what's coming and to go and warn our people before the destruction gets here. Go ahead, read it again, brother.
It says, Joel 2 and 1. Blow thee the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in the holy mountain.
Right, so who's Zion? The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. That's Zion, man. All right? So it starts with the elect. That's Zion today. Okay, so it said, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. The alarm of war. So you had trumpets for different reasons. For marriages, for harvest. But now we're sounding the alarm of harvest and the alarm of war. Go ahead. That was it.
It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Woo, man. It's nigh at hand. That's what Nahum was saying. That the inhabitants of that land should have trembled. But they didn't believe it was going to happen in Nineveh until 612 BC. That shit fell, got destroyed. And that, just like Babylon got destroyed. And now America, we're warning our people, and the Lord about to destroy this place, man.
And it shall not rise again.
Right. It's not going to rise again. Okay? Go ahead.
Excuse me.
Yeah, bro. Where was that?
I just wrote Joel 2:1.
All right, Joel 2:1. You got Jeremiah 50, 22?
I got my Ezekiel.
Oh, go ahead. No, not yet. Let's do yeah.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 22.
All the way 26.
It says, a sound of battle is in the land,
Oh, yeah, you did read that. Why not?
and of great destruction.
Right, and of great destruction. Why? Because this is great Babylon, man. Babylon the Great. He said what? Damn, look at it. There you go.
This is Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 9.
Right. This is what it's great in. Go ahead.
It says, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power, woe to the bloody city.
Right, so woe to the bloody city again. Go ahead.
I will even make the power for the fire great.
There you go. See, Babylon the Great. So he made the powerful fire great. What's that? All the wickedness in this place. He said the stone gonna cry out and the wall gonna cry out. That's all they damn statues they got putting up the children of Israel in slavery. That's in the past, but they got memorials for it. All the atrocities they doing today and continually murdering people. All the satanic agenda that they're pushing while Yahweh sending Yahweh to bring his kingdom. They're busy trying to lift up a satanic kingdom. All right, so the Lord said what? He's making the powerful fire great. That's why he said what? We're going to be crying and sighing for all the abominations we're going to see in the midst. Because it said the wicked going to wax worse and worse. So we're going to see people walking around with their pants down. We're going to see sodomite. We're going to see murder in the street. We're going to see oppression. All right, we're going to see thievery. We're going to see pedophilia. All right, idolatry. We're going to see all these things, self-hatred of our own people. And the Lord said he's making that powerful fire great. That's why he said it has even reached unto the heavens like a fire. Go ahead.
Verse 10,
They're going to put that fire out.
it says, heap on wood.
Keep on the wood. Keep acting wicked. Keep staying in your transgression, Esau. Go ahead.
Kindle the fire.
Kindle it. All right, so the Lord said, what will I if it already be kindled? Kindle the fire. Go ahead.
It says, consume the flesh
Consume the flesh. Go ahead.
and spice it well.
Spice it well. All right, go ahead. Get it real spicy.
See, you know, you season the wood and the fire when you got the barbecues and stuff.
Yeah.
You put seasoning and onions and garlic in the wood to make that the sweet savor.
It says, and let the bones be burnt.
That's right. All right, go ahead. That was it. No, that's what the Lord said. Woe to this bloody city, man. This was coming. Yeah, get it right. We're going to have a barbecue. Yeah.
Verse 11, it says, then set it empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot and may burn, and that the filthiness of it may be molten in it, that the scum of it may be consumed.
See that the scum of it may be consumed. So all the wickedness here is going to be consumed. So now, that's the best cleansing agent, fire. And the Lord going to use that to cleanse this place off the earth. But also, it said put it in the pot, set it upon the cauldron to get hotter. So America is that ephah. In Zechariah, I think it is, chapter 5, we ain't got to get it, but Zechariah, right?
Yeah, Zechariah 5.
Yeah, so that's that ephah, and the Lord, that melting pot. And the Lord going to set this place on fire, kindle a fire in it to melt these people. He said, what? I will leave you there and I'll melt you. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 12, It says
I think that's where it was at.
she has wearied herself with lies, and her great scum went not forth out of her.
Right, this talking about Israel back in the day, but now it's talking about Esau, America. Go ahead.
Her
So,
scum.
her scum went not forth out of her. All right, they still got us in the Constitution. Yep, they still got us in the Constitution as 3/5, 3/4 of a human, 3/5 of a human being. It's still in the Constitution. They tried to amend it, but it's still there. They didn't remove it. All right, it's still there. Okay, so they can come back at any time.
Not only that, majority of the convicted felons are Jakes.
There you go. Yeah.
And the Jakes, the reason why they provoke their constitutional rights is because the constitutional rights are only for the people. Once you're a convicted felon, like you're no longer considered a people of the state or a law-abiding citizen. So you're separated from that, and that's why when they made those laws, it was only because felonies. The only felonies that were capital crimes, like murder and things like that. But nowadays, you can have anything as a felony. You know what I'm saying? So they targeted Jake with that because to put a stamp on that 3/5 of a man clause.
Yeah. Then they put crack in our neighborhood and
Right.
put marijuana in theirs. And then they have Woodstock.
Yeah,
In our neighborhood, we had the crack epidemic.
right.
And now look at it. Some of the worst, we'll say, substance abusers are of the border of wickedness. We'll say it like that.
Yeah, but a lot of Jakes fell victim to it.
Right.
Like with the Budweiser and the drinks, the alcohol. Alcoholism for the northern tribes.
Yeah.
Right? And for the southern tribes, Judah and Benjamin, they put a lot of cocaine and drug crack into our neighborhood, which you have the sellers and you have the users. And both of them go to jail.
You got their modern day drug now is that Molly.
Yeah.
And Molly doing the same thing that crack did back in the 80s.
Yeah. Let's try to keep our voice up for the camera because of the distance.
And I've also, and I think they say now Molly is worse than cocaine or crack.
Yeah, they ain't even, I don't want to get too detailed into it. But where was that?
This is Jeremiah 50, verse 23. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?"
Right. It's going to become a desolation among all these nations. Israel and America was going to become those desolate countries. They're going to look worse than Gaza looks. All right, go ahead. So how is that going to happen? Because the Most High is going to do it. He said he's going to break the staff of the wicked. Go ahead.
It says, "I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken,
Right.
O Babylon."
So the Lord laid a trap for America during World War II with the ICBMs being created by Oppenheimer and established by the splitting of the atom by Einstein and them putting it into a missile, an actual container with Oppenheimer. Well, both of those Germans, those Teamanites, ran over here to America seeking asylum from Hitler. And America's scientists and the military used those scientists to establish the ICBM missiles today. So that trap was basically set for America. What did it say? It puts a boulder should fall upon his own pate. What is it called? Brigadine. All right, so we know that. So those that the scripture says, all right, brother, those that dig a ditch, they're gonna fall into the ditch that they made. All right. Let me get that real quick. On page. So that's the trap that the Lord set. Psalm 7 and 16. Yeah, 7 and 15. All right, Psalm 7 and 15. That's right, man. Because he said, "What? I have laid a snare for thee, a trap." They gotta move forward for them to get caught into that snare. So once they get moving, that's when they get caught into that snare. And that's why the Lord said, what? He has stirred up the kings of the earth, stirred up hell against America to meet thee at thy coming. So when they begin to make their move to dominate the whole world, that's when they're gonna fall into the snare.
In Psalms 7 and 6:15, he made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch that which he made.
Right. So they really made that ditch for Jacob, and then you go back to Habakkuk 2. He said, "What? He enlarges his desires as hell, and cannot be satisfied, and heapeth unto himself all people, like the grave does." So they want the whole world to fall into that ditch that they made, that trap. So go ahead.
It's kind of like that movie Casino when they thought they were digging a ditch for somebody else,
And it was for them.
and it was really for them. That's how the Most High set Esau up.
That's right, brother. I'm still watching that thing.
Verse 16, his mischiefs are fall, shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate.
So basically, that word pate represents his head as well. So what it means is his ill dealings. Then the first part
Mischief.
is mischief. No, the first part is mischief.
Yeah, his mischiefs shall return upon his own head.
Right, yep. So his mischiefs are going to return upon his own head, back on America, back on Europe. It's going to fall on those people. Go ahead.
And it says, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate. Yeah, I'm done.
I need that real fast. Right, because it's going to ultimately, when they go to make their move and go to bring in World War III, it's not only going to destroy the leaders in the West, starting with America and their power in the earth, but it's going to destroy Esau. It's going to fall all the way on their whole nation, man. The leaders of their people, man.
This is Obadiah 1 and 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
See that? So not only is what they built going to be cut off, and their power in the earth, and their influence going to be cut off, but also in their seat. But they're also going to be cut off as a nation, and their existence is going to be cut off. All right? So it's going to be something that trickles down throughout generations for them, for 1,000 years, until they erased off the earth. All right, that was it?
No.
All right, so they said, what? We're going to bind their kings and their nobles with chains and fetters of iron. All right, so where was that? Somebody reading?
Nahum or Jeremiah?
Jeremiah, we read over 26. All right, go ahead.
All right.
10 o'clock, we're going to shut it down.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 24. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught.
Right, what's that? Habakkuk 2 and 10, 19, 20. Right, thou art found and also caught. Man, he gonna catch you. Well, you know, in the midst of your robbing, in the midst of your stealing and killing. That's why the Lord gonna pop up as a thief in the night, catch him out of nowhere, catch everybody off guard. He says he's gonna show up to the astonishment of the people. You know. He said he gonna my bad. So he's gonna rain fire upon them while they're eating. You see how he gonna catch them in the middle of the act. Go ahead, brother.
This
I'm
is
trying to push you out of the screen too.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 10. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul.
Right, so America has consulted shame unto this place known as spiritual Babylon. All right, by cutting off many people, well, the Lord gonna cut this place off now. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11.
Like, look, so the stuff that's happening in Gaza, their only answer for that and freedom from that is our God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, go ahead.
It says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall.
That's that's their monuments. All right, that's Israel, us being here still in slavery. All the slave movies, all of that is still left here. They said what? The sins of their youth still follows them, man. Esau. The sins of their youth when they first started building America, and from Greece and from Rome. You'll see statues here from Greece and Rome. and they'll have Jake babies around them, and have naked Edomites, and have us under their foot and shit like that. And Jesse Jackass, and what's his name? The other president back then? No, I'm talking about the slave, Andrew Jackson.
Andrew.
That's why I said Jesse Jackass, but Andrew Jackson. All right. All the ones that had slaves, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, for
The Trail of Tears and such. Go ahead.
It says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer.
There you go. All right, so that's all those things being left here as a witness against Esau for the atrocities that they did against Jacob. All right, and what did that say? Shame shall cover them, man. The Lord gonna cover them with it. That's gonna be their covering, not a royal purple garment. All right, they ain't gonna be clothed with that no more. They're gonna be clothed with shame. All right, go ahead, brother.
Verse 12, it says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity.
See that? So not just the place, not just woe to the bloody city, but woe to the bloody people that established this place, man. They're the ones that established this place and built it off of slaves and bloodshed. Wall Street, Black Wall Street. Look what they did to them. Look at the MOVE movement, Mumia Abu-Jamal and them. You know, look at our people in these neighborhoods. The gentrification, genocide, smallpox. You can go on and on, man. All right? They still got to pay for all of that. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 13, it says, behold, it is not of the Lord Yahweh of hosts that the people.
No, is it?
Oh, let's like it. So behold, is it not of the Lord Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire?
Right, so you picture a fire. Did the Most High not create that? But they say man first figured out fire, and we started using fire for different reasons. So is it not the Most High that allowed Esau to be wiser than Daniel and to find these things out and to push their agenda? It's the Most High that got them laboring in that direction so he could destroy it. Go ahead.
It says, behold, is it not of the Lord Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity?
See that? They weary themselves, they working for it, for a new world order that's never gonna happen. But right now it seems like it. It seems like they about to get it. If you look at Yuval Noah and them, guess what?
Oh, no, I was just they reaching for it.
They're reaching for it.
Right before they finna grab it, it's gonna be diminished.
Like a dream. Remember that was a dream? We ain't gotta get it, but it's good to say like like a dream in the night. They're gonna be right there and they sleep, they're gonna grab the cup, drink it, but they're gonna wake up thirsty on the desert.
They like the squirrel on Ice Age. They're trying to get
Yeah. All right, where was that, brother?
Verse 14.
What was that?
Habakkuk.
Yeah, all the way to 19.
Verse 14, it says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord Yahweh as the waters cover the sea.
There you go. So that means what? There's not going to be anywhere on the earth where you're not going to find an Israelite. So as the waters cover the sea, that's how Israel, the Lord's kingdom, is going to spread out. So they're building up their kingdom in vain. Now you're all right, thank you. But the Most High is building up His kingdom, and He said that's going to what? Be spread out like the waters cover the sea. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15, it says, woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth the bottle to him, and makest him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Right, there's a lot of scripture that can come up with this, especially Revelation 11, and what they cause us to lay down and the step. What is it? The step over us, and we lay down for him. All right. So
our bodies at the ground.
Yeah, our body was at the ground, and he stepped right over us. Like, yep. And he said he required of us a song to sing. Go ahead, brother. Read that again. What you said?
This is verse 15 of Habakkuk chapter 2. It says, woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink.
Right. So woe to Esau. They the ones that gave us that drink, that cup that's in their hand. All right, to deceive us. Go ahead.
It says that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Right. So what did the Lord say? The deceived and the deceiver are His. All right. And what happens to the blind? If the blind lead the blind, both of them gonna fall into the ditch. All right. Especially the ditch that Esau made. So, and it said one more part I want to catch. That last part.
It says, and makest him drunken,
And yep. Go ahead.
also that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
There you go. So they caused us to drink of that cup of slavery. Right? That's what Esau did. They caused us to drink of that cup of slavery just so they could have us and claim to be setting us free when it's only the Most High that can set us free. A so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. That's his name, Yahushua. All right? So when they had, what they call that down south, when they set them free, Emancipation, the Proclamation, when they still had Jim Crow in place. And it's still in place. And they still got it under the Constitution, 3/5 of a human being. So, did they really set us free?
No, they gave us liberty.
Liberty to be wicked.
Right. Liberty to be free, wicked, and liberty to still be a slave. Shit.
That's it, man. All right.
Verse 16.
Right. They gave they put a blindfold on our people, let them run free in the room, tell them they free in the field, and they put traps all around the room for them to step in. Right, go ahead.
Verse 16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory.
See that? So this place is going to be filled with shame instead of glory, as we read of in Revelation 18.
It says, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Yep, go ahead.
The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee.
Whoa, so the cup of Yahweh's right hand is going to be turned unto Esau now. That cup was turned to us, and Esau made us to drink that cup. Well, the Lord said that cup going to be turned to them now. And they're going to have to drink it. Go ahead.
It says, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Right, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory, man. And that goes with Revelation 18, where they're going to looking out from the distance, seeing the destruction of this place. All right? And also when Esau is in slavery, they're going to say, is this the man? All right, so go ahead.
Verse 17.
And Habakkuk 2. How long shall they be increasing that which is not his? They seeing the glory of this place and they spewing at it. The Lord said he's going to cast abominable filth on this place. So they're saying, look at all the riches America got. Our nation needs to be like that. What they saying in America? America first. Well, these nations are saying that now. They're starting to say Russia first. The BRICS nations first. Go ahead.
Verse 17. It says, for the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee,
Yeah, go ahead.
and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city and of all that dwell therein.
Right, same thing that happened to us is going to happen to this place, man. Destruction is coming to this place, man. America, also known as Babylon in the scripture. All right, there's actually nowhere to run. We're on the Lord's chaturanga board, which is also known as the chessboard. The Jake thing you can run. Go ahead.
It says, verse 18, what profited the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it?
Right, in a sense, America is a graven image, or the dollar. All right? Wait, where you at?
Verse 18.
18, what's 19?
19, woe unto him that said to the good and wicked.
Oh, that's it. That was it. I don't know why I wrote 19. Oh, that was 14. My bad. It looked like a 19 right here. I'm blind. So let's keep going. Let's go back to Nahum chapter 3. Read verse 1 all the way to 2.
This is Nahum.
All the way to 3.
This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifteth up the bright sword.
Right, let's get that. Joel 2 and 1. Oh, somebody read that already? Joel 2 and 1. Huh? You ready?
Joel 2 and 1. Blow thee the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
They're not trembling. We just seen a bunch of Jakes. He tried to walk by it. They're not trembling, man. They feel that fear, though. They just don't know what they're afraid of. You know, they can see the floods coming in. They don't know that's the Most High stirring the water. Right?
A day of darkness of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, a day of mourning spread upon the mountains.
Right. This is as the morning spread upon the mountain, right?
Okay, as the slacking. A day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains.
Right. So those thick darkness, that's what that mushroom clouds. All right, and that's gonna spread out, just like you see the morning coming over a mountain in the mornings. You're gonna see the stairs gonna be darkness. You know, a mushroom cloud building up. Go ahead.
A great people and a strong, and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Right, right.
A fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burneth, and the land is as a garden of Eden before them.
Right, so before a fire burning, you can read Revelation 9 with that. What's that? The warheads. And behind it, a fire burning, meaning the propulsion system is nuclear propulsion. All right, fire. So it's fire in the front, fire in the tail. And it looks like a serpent's tail when it goes through the sky. That's Revelation chapter 9 breaks it down. All right, go ahead, brother.
The land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Right, so that's like you turn the page. On one page, you see the Statue of Liberty, Persephone, and the pagan idols, the Queen of Heaven, and all that. Well, you see the city skyline, like these jakes just came up and took pictures. But then you turn your back again, it looks like Gaza. Even worse. That's what's going to happen. So one page, you see the missiles being shot, and when they land, after the missiles do what they're supposed to do, what they're made for, it's going to be as what? As a desert. Turn this place to a desert, man, like Sodom and Gomorrah. All right? We got a couple more seconds, though.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Oh, that was it? Yeah, keep going.
It says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
There you go. He said that what? The horsemen lift up the chariot and the spirit. All right? So this is what Nahum saw of America as well. Go ahead.
And as horsemen, so shall they run.
So as horsemen, what does horsemen do? They get set in order by their general. So they're being controlled through AI technology and satellites from Russia and China, all these nations. They're going to harness and govern these missiles. And they're going to move in ranking order. And they're not going to break their rank. Go ahead, brother.
Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains.
Like the noise of chariots. Read that again right here real quick.
This is Nahum 3 and 3.
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
Yep, the chariots.
Gone. It says the noise of a whelp and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, it says like Joel 2 and 5. Like the noise of the chariots on the tops of mountains, so shall they leap.
Right. So they leap. Leaping chariots, right?
All right.
Go ahead.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble.
Right. Go ahead and say read the next verse, verse 3. The
Verse-
flame of fire. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
See, those glittering spear, beat your pruning hooks into spears. And what I say? The bright sword, that sword represents a fiery sword. That's what it means. Go ahead, bro. Canuck.
All right. I'm going to go back up before. Joel 2 and 4.
Right.
It says the appearance of them is like the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, so shall they leap.
Right. They're going to be leaping over countries and cities and governments. All right. Over here in America and over there in Israel. So it says, so shall they leap. They're going to pass over kilometers, not just over the waters, but coming down through Canada as well. So these missiles going to pass over mountains, meaning countries, just to get to this place. Go ahead.
All right, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, so shall they leap.
Yep.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
Ooh, man. So they're gonna be programmed to destroy this place, man. That Poseidon missile, the what was the other one called?
The Moab.
The invincible missile, the Moab.
Perseverance.
Huh?
Percival, what they call it, Russian missile.
Yeah, man.
Sarmat. And all those
Sarmat,
different
all these different missiles, man. They got all kind of them. All right. You got precept?
I have something else.
Okay, you got the crew hooks?
So,
Yep. What was that?
I got it.
You got it?
Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. When all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Right, so the Lord is waking up all the mighty men on this earth, stirring up hell from beneath against America, against Esau, right?
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
So all the weak are saying they're strong, and they turned all their agricultural finances, and they use that to build their nuclear arsenal, the missiles, into spears, man, to pierce through their enemy with. All right, so that was it from a distance. All right, that was it. All right, let's read this real quick. Nahum 3.
This is Nahum 3:3. It says, the horseman lifted up both the bright
I
sword
shut it down.
and the glittering spear.
You got precept too? All right, go ahead. So the horseman lifted up the glittering sword. So the Lord has raised up Russia in the spirit of the Medes to destroy this place, and they've got their missiles mounted, and they're even doing nuclear tests now and drills. So everything's getting ready. Go ahead.
And there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse.
That's right, man. So let's get that. Ezekiel 21:9. Let's start with that. All the way to 11. All right, because it says it's not going to be an end of the corpses that we're going to see on this earth. But the Lord said, only with your eyes shall you see the destruction of the wicked. Yeah. 21:9.
This is Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9.
Isaiah 66:16.
It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right, that's what we're born to do, is to prophesy and say the Lord's words on this earth. Right, brother?
Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
So the sword is sharpened and it's being furbished and cleaned and brightened, meaning what? Shown to the world. We've seen it all over the internet. North Korea, Russia, all these countries showing off their missiles, preparing them, getting them, perfecting the missiles. That's what it means. All right, furbished.
Verse 10, it says, It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished, that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contamineth the rod of my son as every tree.
Yeah, go ahead. That was it. Keep going.
Verse 11, it says,
Right, because those missiles are what? Made to glitter. Meaning they made to bring fire and destruction. And they're going to be in the sky. And they're going to what? It says like a star falling out of the sky. Wormwood. Right?
verse 11,
Right, so he made them that they're going to shine. And he said, his sword shall be bathed in heaven. 5%? I got you. We'll go.
it says, And he had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled.
So the Most High had these scientists establish the missile, and he had them handed, really, the power of it into the hands of Russia and these other nations.
Wow.
All right, the power used to be in the hands of America, but that has been given over to Russia and these other nations, man.
It says,
All right, that deterrent.
This sword is sharpened.
So it's sharpened and it's given what?
It says, It is furbished and to give it into the hand of the slayer.
All right, the slayer today is Russia and these other nations. So the Lord stirred up the spirit of the Medes, and as the Russia and them coming towards us, the Lord said, "Hold on, take this sword with you." All right, go ahead.
Verse 12, crying, Howl, son of man.
Oh, that was it. Oh, 11.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, so now the horseman lifted up the bright sword. See that? So who put that sword in his hand? The Lord did. The Lord gave Esau, Putin, Edomite, China, and these other nations. The Lord gave them that sword to lift it up. All right, and this is what Nahum foresaw. This is what we see. We see the nations raising up against this place. Isaiah 66, 16.
It's Isaiah. This is Isaiah 66.
Right, second Ezra 16 and 21. Go ahead, bro. Whoever got it, whoever got it.
Isaiah 66 and 16.
Second Ezra
For by
16.
fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with our flesh.
Right, so the Lord said by fire and by his sword that he created, he's going to judge all flesh that he's preparing to judge. Meaning burn their flesh, melt it.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Woo! That we said what?
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Grab Nahum 3. The slain of the Lord shall be many. That's why I said, I'll read it. Nahum 3 and 3, it says, and there is none end of their corpses, man. The slain of the Lord shall be many. So many that the Lord said, what? He going to call for the birds to come and feast upon their flesh on the earth. Because there's not going to be people to come around and pick up the bodies. So they're going to become a part of the ecosystem. All right? Yeah, second Ezra 16 and 21.
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 21.
All right, we're going to stop after these last two precepts.
It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Yeah, we already read it, but go ahead, keep going to 23.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth,
Right,
sword.
Right, so these evils, the word evil just means bad. So these bad things with bad intentions are growing upon the earth like a fire being kindled by the Lord. Go ahead.
It says, sword. It says they will think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Right, so we're seeing great confusion on the earth. Why? Because America pushed all that confusion around the world. All right, Babylon and Esau pushing their confusion around the world, bringing what? Order out of chaos. Go ahead.
It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine,
So many going to perish of the famine. Go ahead.
and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Look at that. So they make it through the hunger, so that's going to be real bad coming up soon. But we got to think about how the Lord fed us with manna from heaven. You know, how he fed other prophets like Elijah, you know, with crows 3 times a day. See, the Lord can feed us in the midst of a famine. But the wicked, he said, they shall be what? They shall be pierced through with many sorrows. All right? They're going to take part in that bloody city, the woe that's coming here. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
So the dead going to be cast out like shit on the street. You know, that's why they call it the dung of men. So they're going to be cast out like the dung in the streets, man. Just left out there to die like they did at Katrina. All right? Like they're doing over in Gaza. People traveling from city to city, running to Rafah, and they scared to step anywhere because the first step they take, they might be stepping on their dead loved ones under the rubble. All right? So the slain of the Lord shall be many. They're going to be left out there to die. Stink.
And there shall be no man to comfort them.
There you go. No man to comfort them, clean up the bodies, comfort the families, to bury the dead, none of that. No government, nothing.
For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
There you go. So the earth's going to be wasted. It's going to be non-livable out here. And the cities of this place are going to be cast down, man. All right. All the famous cities you heard about, Texas, Florida, Miami, you know, Cali,
all the places.
Dallas, yeah, not state, but you know, New York State, but the cities within that, all the boroughs, you know, Philadelphia. He said they're going to exist no more. DC, where the government is based at. Right? Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta. All right, so let's get that. Revelation 14 and 17. Then we're going to go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 34. And then we should be done with this point. So next time we'll meet up.
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 17.
Right, go ahead. We're talking about the slain of the Lord being many, and many of it going to be the dead corpses melted and burned up. Go ahead, brother.
This is, and another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven. He also bearing a sharp sickle.
Right, go ahead.
And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry unto him that had the sharp sickle, saying,
Right, so the angels have the power over fire. See that? The Most High gave these angels power over fire. They're the angels that go in and out from before the Lord, from before Yahweh's throne. And when Most High gives an order, those angels, that's why the scriptures say a fiery stream issues from before him. That's those angels going back and forth from his wrath, and they administer his wrath on this earth in elemental form. All right? And, read that real quick. Professor King.
This is Revelation 7 and 1. It says, and after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power.
Right.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth.
Right, he had the seals. He had the seals that he's going to seal us up with, seal up his elect. And he's saying, whoa, don't do nothing yet. Let me go seal up the elect first. All right, go ahead.
To whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth,
How y'all doing? Praise
nor
the Lord.
the sea,
Jesus Christ on the cross.
nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Right, see that? So he's basically holding back the destruction, holding back the fire, so Esau dumbass can ride the street drunk like that. You know? Go ahead. So he said, what? Holding back the destruction, so the destruction doesn't come on this earth until the elect are sealed up. That's it. That's the only thing the Lord waiting for the elect to be sealed, and that's it. It's all according to his timeline. Go ahead, brother.
this is back at Revelations 16 and 18. And it says, and another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire,
See that? They got the power over fire. They're holding back the destruction. Go ahead.
and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle,
Right, the sharp sickle represents the fire that's going to come from Yahweh's chariot. That's the 2nd Ezra chapter 13. Go ahead.
saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle.
So thrust in thy sickle, meaning like you reap something with a sickle. You reap harvest with it. So you got the harvest for the wheat and the harvest for the tares. The wicked and for the righteous. Go ahead.
It says, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
Right, and it's talking about the wicked. The Lord going to grab the wicked and cast them in the fire too, into destruction. So he's grouping everybody up together. Meaning what? Making his elect holy, which is to separate. All right, go ahead.
It says, and the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh.
Keep going.
And the winepress was trodden without the city.
See that? And again, we went into this last week. That's what a wine press is made for. You would set that up outside of your city or outside of your temple, and then you would go out there and crush your grapes and separate your harvest, your grains and stuff. Go ahead. So America is that place, that wine press that the Lord created outside of the temple, from our home. Go ahead.
It says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress.
So there's gonna be a lot of dead here, blood. You know, there's gonna be melted into the damn cement with the lava. Go ahead.
Even unto the horse's bridle.
So it's gonna be that much blood that if you filled it up on a football field, it would reach up to as high as a horse's face. That's a lot of blood. So that's how many bodies it's gonna take to fill that count up. There's gonna be a lot of big body count. Go ahead.
By the space of 1,600 furlongs.
Right, as long as a football field. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra
2nd Ezra 15.
34.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15,
34.
verse 34.
Nahum 3 and 3.
It says, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south.
Right, so I mean all over the world, there's gonna be what? Nations. This is not talking about the missiles. This is talking about the nations, like storms coming against this place, America, from all over the world. Go ahead.
And they are very horrible to look upon,
They're gonna be scary as hell. All right, these nations. Go ahead.
full of wrath and storm.
They full of wrath and storm, meaning anger. Like we say, stir up the Medes against this place. And it, only intent in Russia's heart is to destroy this place. Go ahead.
It says they shall smite one upon another And they shall smite down a great multitude of stars.
Right. So they're gonna what with the missiles? They're gonna what go to war with each other as we're seeing, and ultimately they're gonna go ahead, read, keep going.
And they shall smite down a great multitude of stars.
Get the next part. Get.
Shalaki. Even their own star.
Even their own star. You see that? So right there, it's not supposed to say their own star. It's supposed to say even their star. So they're going to be going to war with each other around the world, and ultimately they're going to smite down America's missiles. You see that? The star, the wormwood. So they're going to smite down America's, and they're going to be going to war with each other. What?
It says, and blood shall be from the sword
From the sword
unto the belly.
to the belly, man. Go ahead. That's what we say. The bow of steel shall strike him through. All right, go ahead.
And dung of men unto the camels. Who?
Right, camel's hoe. So,
And the dung of men unto the camel's hole.
right, so the dung of men represent the dead of men. I remember it said they're gonna be cast out as a dung. So he said that's gonna be what? There's gonna be so much dead. It's gonna be all the way up to the camel's thigh, or to a man's thigh, or to a horse's bridle. See that? So that's what's coming from these missiles. Where it says what? Nahum chapter 3 again.
This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1,
Go to 3.
or verse 3. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses.
There you go, man. All right, so that's what's coming to this place, man. So let's read from the top. Anybody got a precept? Precept. All right, let's read from the top. Nahum 3. You got a precept you want to find? Get them with it. Look at that.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 24.
Somebody can grab Nahum 3 and end it.
It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Right, they're gonna try to run into the holes of the ground, bunkers all in America, but the bow is still gonna penetrate that and turn this place into a burn as a hot oven. So they're gonna get cooked. And you know what happens when you want to really cook something? You put it deeper into the damn oven. So the deeper they go into the earth, the more hotter they're gonna be. You feel that damn lava. Go ahead.
This is Nahum 3 and 1.
Right, Nahum 3 and 1.
Whoa.
Nahum was prophesying this around 629 to 612 BC. All right, go ahead.
Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery.
So the Lord said, woe, sorrow, and hell to this place. That's what's coming. It's full of lies and it's full of robbery. That's it. Go ahead.
The prey departeth not.
Meaning, while America exists, there's always going to be a victim on this earth. Because that's what it's made for, to be the hammer of the earth. But the Lord's going to break that hammer. All right, go ahead.
It says the noise of a whip and the noise of a rattling of the wheels.
Right, we're hearing what? The sound of battle in the land, the destruction coming to this place, the missiles being prepared, the nation being prepared against this place. Go ahead.
And of the prancing horses.
Right, and the missiles. And we're seeing the movement that they're making their move. And it's getting closer and closer. Go ahead.
And of the jumping chariots.
Right.
The horsemen lift up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
Right, and that's a sign that they're coming. And they're about to have victory in this place and destroy it. And that bright sword represents a fiery sword. And that's the missile. So they lifted it up. So I mean, oh man, the Lord done put it in their hand. Once you see that, you're like, oh shit, he got the sword. Oh man, they got the deterrent, they got the missiles. Damn, Iran got the missiles. See that? Go ahead.
And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses.
So he foresaw this. Just like the brother read in Joel, where it said what? Before them it's like the Garden of Eden, but behind it is a desolate desert. All right? So Nahum saw this. He saw the army coming against this place. He saw their weapons they're going to use. He saw their anger. He saw the sorrow coming to this place. And then he saw nothing but dead on the ground. But he was seeing Nineveh. But spiritually today, we're talking about America. All right, so we're going to end it. Let's read it.
It says, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse.
All right, so with that, we're going to end it, man. Hopefully it's edifying. To the next one, maybe tomorrow. We'll see how it runs out. We're going to end it there. Hopefully you're edified and encouraged for the next